was a pretty quick one. Not bad if I do say so myself. Alright, diving back in. So, we just lost a fight, and now we have no population. So, I'm going to hit the super duper high speed button for a minute. And just hope that a lot of people try and immigrate. I'm also going to cry because my whole army's gone. The one problem with the learning curve that I do have with this game is there's no opportunity really for the player to practice. Of course we're going to lose tech. There's no opportunity whatsoever for the player to practice the combat stuff. Because it happens so infrequently. So then, like, y'all end up in a combat situation like that where it's just like, yeah, I could make or break your whole city, more or less. It's like, well, great. Let's just stop training military for a minute and drop this workload down to 0. And now we're going to get riots. Although, if a slaver comes by, I do have quite a bit of money. What is another industry I could completely disable? Well, we are now officially losing intelligence. Losing tech. Because when the tech tree hits 0 and starts going into the negative, you start losing technology. Piece by piece. Well, I guess what we should do. Let's just start disabling fruit farms. Until we actually have enough workers. Which is also going to start starving my children. Tech tree going into the negative. Yep. Paper rot. Rat. So we're basically just waiting on migrants currently. Shouldn't take too long to recover, though, hopefully. Depending on whether or not we get invaded again. We could get invaded again, which could cause us some major problems. Right, there it goes again. Total score, available, spent, capacity, losing. It's edge. Anyway. That was a quick lunch. Kept it simple. They're still working on this ever so slowly. Oh, shit. That's interesting. Actually another blue giant. Once we get another 370 people, which is, like, as you can see, this number's climbing pretty quick. Or going back towards the positive pretty quick once we actually have unemployed odd jobbers around that just do tasks. We'll be back in the green. Although this is an opportunity to get these guys out of my city. I don't know of any other game that will actually, like, force you to lose education. I don't know of any other game that does that. If you could think of one, chat, I'd be very curious to know what it is. I literally don't know any other games that will forcibly remove tech from your tech tree if your education score drops too low. Just gonna wait a minute. Adding the lights in here was a good idea. Your people have forgotten how to make a wheel. It's less that and more your people have forgotten how to use this hoe optimally, so you lose 40% of your farming output because they can't remember how to maintenance this tool. It's more like that, less of a they forgot how to make a wheel. Like, you still have carts and trading carts, and they still know how to build walls and stuff. But, like, general skills of particular jobs do drop pretty rapidly. And it's a lot of percentage-based stuff. Your people have forgotten how to use this wheel optimally. There you go. Employees 6 out of 9. Nice. All right, we're up to 300 people needed. Chat, if I could interview one developer on the YouTube channel, who would it be? People are trapped? Excuse me? How are you trapped in here? That's concerning. Hold on a second. Are you telling me that the paper makers have no door? And explain why there's a door right there, though. Oh, are we having a riot? Yep, that would be why they're trapped. All right, well, that's brilliant. Well, I have no military anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, guys, just don't kill too many people, thanks. Riot over, yay! Scamps Adams, what? I'm talking about people trapped in buildings and getting damaged? Oh, you want me to interview scamps? You know, the sad part about that is that would be hilarious, but also would probably be like the most viewed video I ever uploaded. Like me interviewing Tarn's cat. I should just keep interviewing Tarn and then just like save the sound clips of scamps in the background and eventually work all those together into like me interviewing scamps. Hold on a second. Have any of you guys seen this video? Hold on. Ah, YouTube sounds. Anyway, have you guys seen this video? Ironically, the sequel video has like 10 times the views of the original, but... Because that's how I imagine interviewing scamps would go. In regards to Brian Becklew, I've actually, like, asked them about that and received no response both times I've asked, so... I think, like, I need to be more famous to get, like, a noticeable response from them. Like, I just kind of... I don't know. From the, long silence I got from asking that, I kind of assume they're not interested, which kind of sucks. I would love to do stuff with Caves of Cut, though. Yeah. They've done talks at Roguelike Celebration a couple of times, Kleno. Richard Garriott. Yeah, I don't think Richard Garriott would give a shit to talk with me. Generally, like, you know, achievable things would be cool. Richard Garriott would probably talk with the guys over at NoClip, but me, pfft. I need to find people that are more desperate for press than that. Unfortunately, I'm kind of bottom of the barrel for people that you could speak with. Yeah, true. I did say anyone. That is on me. I figured you'd be more realistic than that. I wasn't really expecting somebody to drop Richard Garriott in my chat. So maybe contort my own question a little bit. Who should I interview that you guys think is achievable? Doesn't also need to be a specific name. It could also be like a game that I played or that you've played. How he keeps getting away with it. You know, fun fact, I've met Baru. Like face to face at a convention. Doubt he'd remember me though. You'd have about 500 questions to submit to that one. What has Richard Garriott done in the last 5 years? Has the dude released anything? Right, yeah, Shroud of the Avatar. Uh-huh. Didn't that get, like, completely shredded? I missed the part where that game was free to play. I thought that you had to pay for that game. Yeah, mixed reviews. Everybody seems to hate it. That checks out. Also a terrible name. Like what they all mean? This is population. This is happy population. This is number of slaves. Apparently I enslaved a prisoner. That's the number of prisoners. That's the number of workers that are available. In this case, it's minus 200. That's money. That is value of, like, my trade goods. That's my standing army, which is also very small. That is research and knowledge, which is dropping rapidly. And that's the current temperature, which is plus 43. Maybe. I kind of have no interest in that game, Salmon, so that one's unlikely. For a couple of reasons, but... On an MMO light game called Shroud of the Avatar, which is Garbo. Like I said about Shroud of the Avatar a second ago, I thought that, like, wasn't that game, like, abandoned or something? Is that even still being worked on? Shroud was pay to play for a bit earlier in development, but still has certain things behind paywalls. Huh. Strange. One thing that I feel more... Cube World? I've never even played Cube World. I took one look at Cube World, I was like, seems like a scam, and I just didn't play it. I feel like I kind of won on that one. Oh, that's kind of sad. That's gotta kind of hurt inside, right? I'm trying to think, are there any games that I still get emails about that just make me sad? Oh. Yeah, right now we're just trying to recover our population because if you weren't here 5 minutes ago, we kinda got attacked by an army that was like 50-50 chance to win, and we definitely didn't win. So just trying to recover the population. I mean, look at this. Most of my nurseries are just done right now. All destroyed because of the riots. Got 7 broken buildings and not enough workers to fix them. But yeah, I mean, as far as upcoming developer interviews that I'm doing, I've confirmed with Epion, developer of Jupiter Hell, that he wants to do another run through of the game with him on voice chat on stream. So we're going to do that after their next patch, or right before the next patch. Haven't figured that out exactly yet, timing-wise, because that's not for just over a month. And I'm going to go pester Tarn again probably end of February. But I want to try and do something in between there. There might end up being something sort of like that on the podcast, but I don't know exactly how that's going to end up working out. So I don't want to talk too much about that yet. But outside of that, ones that I have confirmed that the devs are interested, but it's just a matter of finding time in their schedules, are a game called Obsidian Prince, which I need to find time for. I need to sit down and play that game. I'm kind of waiting for them to drop whatever their next update is, so next time I see an update drop for that game, I want to play a little bit of that. Do that one. But the other one that I really want to do is King Under the Mountain. But problem with King Under the Mountain is the dev for that has a day job. And he's trying to get his own game, like, functional, so he doesn't want to do interviews until he's, like, happy with his game, so that's taking some waiting. Same with Odd Realm. Odd Realm's another one that I like to talk with the dev again on. But I'm waiting for him to get his current patch out of the beta branch, so waiting on a lot of other people right now. Oh, too much I can't. Outside of like just shutting down buildings, there really isn't much I can do right now. We're waiting on migrants. I think I can stop using wood as taxes though, because I have too much wood. My God, if I like, you want to just have like infinite wood, just to have all the taxes. All right, let's drop all of those down in taxes. How can I push you? Let's turn everything off for taxes. Except for gems. Ask for some more gems. That'll actually improve overall happiness and loyalty around the faction. And also increase spending on entertainment and increase spending on law. And also increase spending on education. Do all right. We can sell these things. Get more laws enacted. This screen is also very unfinished. These. Got a lot of these points I'm not spending. Means I can probably charge more in taxes then. Means now I'm getting 18 gems per taxes cycle because gems are very low. And also some ore because I get no metals. So we'll get gems and ore as donations. For our taxes, and the general area's happiness should improve, which hopefully will help bring us more migrants. But yeah, I don't know. The kind of tough thing for me with the interviews is that I love doing them, but they don't get very much traffic. With the exception of the ones I do for Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is the only ones that I do that actually get like a decent amount of traffic. The rest of them are all like pretty low key, which is fine because for smaller games that's not a big issue, but it means it's hard to attract bigger games. Like bigger games take their time, are more stingy on the value of their time generally. And I don't provide a ton of value to them. Like if it's a really small game, it is worth it for sure, to talk to me. But the second we start talking about games like Caves of Cud, or games that are even this game, like I'm shocked like the dev of this game talked to me because it's not gonna really help him very much, in the grand scheme of things, sales-wise. As his game's already doing just fine. But so he was very generous with his time to talk to me. But a lot of the second you start talking about bigger games, it's like, well, I need to be pulling more views for it to be worth their time. They'd rather I just make a Let's Play and advertise the game anyway, right? Or just stream it, right? Well, fortunately, I don't have the pull of hundreds of thousands, so actually, like, tricking, I guess, some people into watching is more difficult than I guess it would be otherwise. But, you know, is what it is. Digging into mountain. Very happy with that underground area there. All right, so we got 23 humans. So speed time up to the maximum and see if this number goes down. Just too much work. Well, we're almost there. Kind of sucks because we were at that 2,500 person mark, which was real nice to be at, and then they're all just like, nope. And I could buy a bunch of slaves, but then that would cause me a whole nother bout of problems. All right, chat. So we're extremely lurky right now. What do you guys want to talk about? Clearly, it's not my ramblings that I'm currently rambling about. So what do I got to do to wake you guys up a bit? So currently, we're just waiting for population to recover. And it's officially been 11 minutes since Rory spoke last. Either my chat just died, or you guys are being very quiet. There we go. Migrants. Huzzah. Yep, more rooms for your dwarves. It's a bloody satisfying way to spend an afternoon. Can confirm. Somehow these like graveyards aren't full yet though. They reuse graves so often I almost find it kind of distressing. I love how many of them hate humans. It's like almost every faction in this game just hates humans, which I think is kind of hilarious. Chat, can we just get a round of beers? Just type in the word beer. Let's see how many beers we can get. How many people are listening to the stream? You figured you should at least do some work today? That's fair. But I'm trying to do my job. And my job is entertain people. And 90% of the entertainment factor of my stream comes from conversations. So if chat is just sitting there doing nothing, then I gotta wake people up a bit. Well done, Spooky. Well done. So, unfortunately, chat activity is like the main crux as to whether or not a stream does well or not for me. This game does. You just started playing this game a couple days ago, and what do you think? Yeah. I think recovering after fights takes years. Quite literally. Reminds you of a lot of DF? It doesn't remind me at all of DF. This is more like... This game is a mad scientist decided to make Pharaoh. Dwarf Fortress is a mad scientist trying to make reality. This game skips out on so many micro details, intentionally so, that it doesn't feel like DF. Unless I can look at every individual person and see differences between them, which this game doesn't do, it doesn't feel anything like DF. It scratches the same itch, I think, because it's it's got kind of like that city builder feel to it. But it doesn't feel anything like DF in my opinion. There we go. Finally into the positive for Odd Jobbers again. Cool. As the population continues to rise, I can keep rebuilding things. Holy shit. I have gathered up a lot of cut stones during this. Huh. Interesting, which is this? Not something I was expecting, but apparently we did. I'm gonna start building a big castle up here. And eventually move my throne. That or put the throne underground. I haven't decided yet. It's either like build this into a big underground castle or build a castle up here. I haven't decided yet. I think for me, a game needs 3 things to really remind me of DF. It needs some world simulation or generation, some format of history generation. It needs extreme, like, micro management of each individual person and the need to do that. And I have to get somewhat attached to individual characters and be able to, like, formulate a story in my head. Which this game doesn't do at all. Couldn't tell you who any of my people are. And even if I did try to pay attention to them, it still wouldn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So, speaking of, I've got more space for nobles. Be a master builder. What about you? You're 7 years old. How does Master of Fashion sound to you? And you can be our Master Stonemason. How about you? That's everybody that we can have. Cool. Like banished? Yeah, so then this is probably more your kind of thing than DF. Because DF, you're kind of... If you're not micromanaging every individual person in DF, you are having a vastly inferior experience than you could be having. Prioritize fixing these. They'll do it eventually by themselves, but they do that. Unbuild them and rebuild them, it speeds it up. All right, back up to 2,000 peoples. If you played it very long ago, you may have played it before, before it had moods and like mental health management. And now that it's got moods and mental health management, a lot of older people actually get or people who've been playing the game for a long time, get kind of annoyed with the mood management. God damn it. Apparently, people are tired of my tyrannical rule. But it's okay. They probably won't invade. The rebels very rarely actually invade. Usually just spawn on the map and then vanish after a bit. Because people are pretty pissed at me currently. They were quite happy, and then everybody died, so... I mean, I don't really blame them. Dev of War Tales? One, I didn't really end up liking that game all that much, and two, I know absolutely nothing about them. 3, their games sell very well, so I don't think they'd care. So I'd say that it's doubtful that that would happen. I think I'd be more interested in talking to the developer of, like, just personally, I'd be more interested in talking with the dev of Battle Brothers. Ask them why they refuse to call indentured servants slaves. Oh, geez. Never mind. We're actually just dead then. They are sieging us. Oh, there's only 75 of them. Huh. Well, I'm just going to auto-resolve this because I only have 3 soldiers. Means they killed all 3 of them. Didn't really lose much off that. Sucks to be those 3 dudes, though. Yeah, that was before the mood stuff was turned on for realsies. Way before then. I need transports. Specifically for ore. I need to transport ore up here. Again, they don't need my press, right? Like, see, that's the problem, right? Is the vast majority of developers have absolutely no interest in talking to me. The only ones that do have interest in talking to me are ones that are either A, already a member of my community, or B, ones that benefit from talking to me, right? Vampire Survivors dev doesn't need to talk to me. It would probably be actually a negative for him to talk to me. Because I don't like that game. So... like, that's the problem with these pie in the sky things that you keep throwing out, Rory, is not only are they out of scope from something that I probably could achieve in a reasonable amount of time, but also they're people that probably wouldn't respond to my email in the beginning. Like, if I were to email the dev of the devs behind War Tales, I'd hear back from a PR person 2 weeks later that would say, respectfully, no thanks. That's what would happen. From my experience of doing this. Unless the dev needs the coverage, most aren't interested. Vast majority aren't. Which is also part of the reason why I'm trying to, on my own time, just change the subject right now. Not because I don't appreciate the pie in the sky wishes, but it's just like, I think that you guys don't fully realize the scope of what I'm capable of, unfortunately. And especially in a world where conventions don't happen anymore. Because now all people get is an email from me, right? They don't even get to, like, talk to me first. Like, I'm still convinced the only reason I get to do the stuff I do with Tarn is because I met him at PAX. So, apologies for just shooting down your good ideas now, but gotta do that. Need another janitor over here. Okay, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Why are all these popping over to stone? That is not something I want. I do not have the materials to do that. Hey, Prismatic and Darren. 12,000 is the last unlocked tier for city scale in this game. Performance? I haven't had a single lag drop or any noticeable issues with performance. I do get screen tearing, but I haven't heard anybody else comment about that. But that's not got anything to do with number of objects on screen. That's just I get screen tearing while playing this game. VS? What's VS? Oh, Vampire Survivors. Okay. I mean, dude, the game's got 40,000 concurrent players as of this morning. So yeah, it's pretty big. That game's gone viral, 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 viral. I mean, 11,000 reviews on Steam, meaning it's probably sold 1 million copies. Yeah, it's got 26,642 people playing it right now. That game's huge. One of the biggest games on Steam right now. In a world where, like, Warframe has, like, 80,000 concurrent players most of the time. Won't last long. Very short fad. Thank Christ. I 100%ed that game just so I can explain to other people why that game is bad. And yeah, I give that game 6 weeks. And I feel bad because I think Rory bought that game because I was playing it. But you can still refund it, man. Get your $3 back. Well, outside of what I play, yeah, well, this is what it is. I think that Vampire Survivors, like I was saying about it yesterday when I was playing it, Vampire Survivors is a casualty of YouTubers that make 30-minute videos about games and don't ever finish anything. Because, maybe not a casualty, they're like, what's like the opposite? They're like the beneficiary, I guess, because that game has an excellent first 5 minutes. But actually doing anything in that game is mind-numbing. And just purely RNG and not fun. Even for $3, there's better value for $3 on Steam. You spent more than that on your drinks today? No, I get it. I get it. But there's lots of games that are $3 on Steam that are better than that. Do they offer the exact same experience of like a weird anti-bullet hell kind of thing? No, but there are games that are better value than that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other game fads that have blown up and the game's not good at all. Stone Shard is like my favorite go-to example just because of how fucking garbage that game is. But like, kind of having a hard time thinking of any right now. Like games that got mega popular that kind of had zero reason to become mega popular. Like, I want to say Among Us, but Among Us is, like, actually a really good game, so I kind of can't talk shit about Among Us, but Death Stranding, that's a Kojima game. Kojima games are going to be mega popular. Like, the dude could make stare at paint drying simulator and 1 million people would buy it. Oh, are you playing adventure mode, Diamond? Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah! Actually, that's actually a really good example. Five Nights at Freddy's. That's a good example. Yeah, that's a really good example actually. Oh, actually, here's an example of a super cheap game that's absolutely worth your money. In fact, it's 84 cents right now. It's on sale. Super Flight. Another game I've 100%ed, except I unironically love this game. This is a game that's worth your 80 cents. There's also custom maps that get you almost all of the achievements immediately. So I'm just saying, just like, just fly around. Also, Islanders, another game that's worth like your $3. By the same people. Yeah, absolutely. Islanders is phenomenal. Super enjoyable little game. If you love that game, go buy Superflight, which is their first game. It's the same engine too. Like Superflight's the game that designed their level generation. There we go, getting this done. Actually got the workers we need. All the farms are turned back on, I think. Yep, they are fixing the farms. Now we can turn the military back on. I mean, suddenly I now have no worker space again. But military is up to 50% capacity, meaning I can bring some more of these bug people in. They're not bugs, they're reptiles, but bugs to me! Actually, let's turn this down a little bit. Let's turn it down to like half that, a little lower. So that this number can be in the positives. There we go. The issue is now like any small rebel band can like siege me because my army is so small. Because I have no army. Making stuff out of stone takes a fuckload longer than making it out of wood. Turns out. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I kind of am, actually. I'm trying to think about cheap games that are worth your money on Steam right now. Here's a good example of a cheap game that's worth your money. Portal? Yeah, not at full price, though. Those are $20 games. 100% positive reviews. Can be beaten in a minute. Top-down arcade shooter. And I have 3.5 hours in it. It's $1, or it's like $1.19. $1. Like what, 85 cents in the US? Good not morning. Good afternoon. I hope you slept well. Audio. You want to hear some good news? The Halcyon Frequency podcast is the #1 most popular video games podcast in Honduras. We're also the second most popular leisure podcast and the 113th most popular over all podcasts. So I want to know, who's the one person from our community from Honduras who listen to our podcast on a podcast platform? I want to know who that one person is, because that one person exists. And I want to find them, just so I can give them a medal, because it's so funny to me. It's probably like one person listened to it, and nobody listens to video games podcasts in the Honduras. It's a mini RTS with some neat visuals. Ooh, Euphoria HD. Now I'm curious. Peek. I hope work wasn't too work-like. I don't know what that means, but... Oh, this is one of those, like, orb-based RTS things. Interesting. Again, like, this is one of those games where it's like... It's actually a $20 game. It's just on sale right now. Work is shit. How's that job alternative dream job thingy going? Is that a thing that may happen? maybe? Installers didn't get the door done on time? For your house or for work? That sucks. All right, well, all of our baby makers are back up and running. You know, ironically, like, us losing that siege is kind of just directly giving us, like, Elven supremacy again. Oh, it's on sale right now. So it's on sale for $5. But it's normally a $20 game, is what I was saying. But I was primarily talking about games that are like under $5 that are better than Vampire Survivors, that are more worth your money, that didn't do as well as Vampire Survivors. Was specifically what I was talking about. So that was more just like thinking out loud anecdote of like, oh, yeah, this looks like neat, but it's also like more expensive than kind of the criteria from what I was rambling about at the exact moment in time. That's all it is. You're not sure it's the role that you want? I don't know. You audio like are kind of one of the perfect candidates that I know of for people that like desperately need to go find another job, because like every single time you talk about work, it's something bad or how frustrated you are or how much you hate it, and I don't know if this advice is even welcome, but as a human being who's done that for years, it's not worth it, and it's the only thing I regret in my life. Or like truly regret? Truly regret is not quitting jobs sooner. But also that statement is fair. You only hate it when shit goes sideways? Fair, and I probably only hear about it when shit is currently going sideways. And it was a $5 at most. I just looked it up on Steam and it's $20. Euphoria HD. Yeah. Currently 75% off in a discount for $5, but it's normally $20. Yeah, I'm Google Play isn't relevant to Steam currently. It's all good. It's all good, Prismatic. Like, I'm just rambling out loud about unrelated things generally right now, so. Here we go. Finally got all the blocks we need. They're just bringing the furniture in. Cloth. This is a building construction that we started before we all went to war and everybody died. We're almost back to the population that we were at previously. Curious if this is going to attract any new people. At least we do have plenty of paper. I did lose paper making in tech, though. But I do still have the paper making shops. It just means that I can't make more paper making shops. So where the heck is that in this fucking tech tree? Like, I wish it had a search function up here so I could just be like, paper! Or I wish that I could look it up on here and then jump to where I needed it in the tech tree, like, and then like double click that and it'll just pop me to where I need to be. Because actually finding specific things in this tech tree is kind of a pain in the ass. I don't even. I do still have it unlocked. Like, I understand how the formatting of this tech tree works. Doesn't change the fact that it's annoying as shit. Yeah, I have no idea where paper making is. Unfortunately, we didn't write it down because we forgot how to make paper! I like how we forgot the first part of ruling, but remembered the second part of ruling. Alright, there's the nice housing unit. Meaning, I can probably start increasing this once again. Increasing this and balancing worker numbers, so because this is like my main source of income. Not that we super duper need income, but it's better to have income than not because, well, let's just say that they took all of my money! Bad face. Also, built this. You're gonna transport ore. Where is it? Ore. No, don't. You don't need to fetch, but we do need to set your destination to here. And you're gonna be nothing but ore and metal. Actually, I'm also going to put some charcoal in here. So I'll need it for that. And Murdoch cometh. Also, I should not be importing any metal. I think I still am. There we go. Now we're not. Only booze. Let's crank your worker load up to maximum. We actually get some output. Good lord. Look at all that. That's what we need. Just need to put some more in there now. Also, chat investments are open if you would like to invest your tickets. Currently, like, my major interest is the 7-day RL right now. When that pops up, I want to try and do more with that this year. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work, but I want to do more with it. But I'm also going to probably curate the stuff I cover a lot more than last time. Because last couple times 7-day RLs have happened, I've just kind of played whatever. I kind of don't want to do that this time. All right. And auxiliary stations. And let's make you out of petstone, because I do actually have quite a lot of that. Or I do at this point anyway. Next thing I do need to figure out is what I'm going to do on Saturday. To figure out what I'm going to stream. Probably going to generate a new world for that new playthrough. Figure out what we're going to do with that exactly. Anybody really gives a shit about Hades? They're selling a collectible figure, an android. Anybody here really gives a shit about Hades? Just in case people care. Ooh. A bunch of releases on Bandcamp apparently. That's dangerous. Hades is fun to watch sometimes. I wish I was able to play that game. That game looked so cool. That game looked so cool. Our portfolios grow. Wait, what? Oh, because of the, yeah. Numbers must go up, yeah? So I've got 2 little metal smelties down there. And this. Do you actually, though? Asking for a friend. Coming to my chat with a name like I has meth. I've got to ask. Don't admit to crimes in public spaces. So it's basically just like up to like slowly re-recruiting my armies now. Ay, ay, ay. I just want to know what the people who made BattleTech are working on. Their brain schemes. Because they just quietly got, well, maybe not quietly. I guess they just loudly got bought by Paradox. They put out the last expansion pack for BattleTech. Finished patching that game, released the mod support in a way that actually matters, and haven't said anything in a while. So you're just stopping by? Was it retired Navy vet by chance? But I appreciate the stopping by. Generally, when I get random subs, I just go and delete the benefits for them and forget about them. Yeah, he gets very generous sometimes. Cheers for swinging by. There's that. Now, I think this gives me the option between weapons and tools. Yeah, okay. So we can either take coal and make weapons, or we can take coal and make tools. I don't have a lot of tools, but I have no weapons, and I don't feel like importing them, so we're gonna go for weapons. Which actually doesn't take that much metal at all. It's a pretty slow production tick on that. Well, now we got the place to store them. Thing is, I actually do kind of have a ton of ore at this point, which is kind of amazing. Let's just make a couple more of you. Kind of mash stuff together. I love just like cramming buildings together in this game. Do that. And we'll make another one of these guys. There's our metal industry getting started. More humans, some more lizards, dwarves, some more orcs. Everybody's pissed off by each other's existence. We're back, or almost back to the population we were at. Matter of repopulating the military. You know, let's actually just... So we're gonna have some blue people in the military. We're gonna have bugs, lizards, elves and them. No humans, because they're bad at it anyway. And we're going to try and see if we can build a blue people squad, because they kind of just joined immediately, which I'm a little shocked about. Give them the most gear and the most training. Let's just try and make a nicely built up set of squads. You know what, actually, let's do another 2 squads of orcs, because I just don't have enough bugs. Problem. Do not have enough the lizards. Got more research again. Again, don't know where to put it, so I'll recover text that I've lost. No, I don't want to wish to forget them. I want to cover that. There we go. Riot? Well, that's no fun. Splat. We're getting turned into red paste. Well, okay, losing a lot of orcs. One of my nobles died? Well, that's not good. Like you. You're rioting. It's a lot of bodies. Like a concerning number of bodies. I'll just get dumped in there, so it's not so bad, but... Yeesh. Yeesh! I guess kind of the tricky thing that I've been trying to figure out as of late, chat, is I don't know what you guys want from the channel, and very few times, and very rarely when I ask for feedback do I actually get useful feedback. It's usually just like, do what you want, man. But recently, statistically, channel's been doing kind of shit. So we need to be doing better. It's just kind of a fact, but we're not. And every time I ask you guys for feedback, I get non-feedback. So I don't know what you guys want from me, and I don't know what you guys want me to do. So I've been kind of lost for the past, like, 2 weeks, because I just kind of want to play dwarfs and play more Long Death and talk to people. But everything has been very dead, because it's January. Yeah, That's the problem. And I can't do that. Yes, but it's been abnormally bad. Like, concerningly abnormally bad for the short term. So, I don't know. I mean, we can just, like, wait, which is partially what I'm doing, but also you guys aren't talking about anything. Chat is dead. So, you get me talking. And this is what's on my mind. So, that's what I'm going to talk about. I keep throwing it out to you guys that if you guys want to talk about anything else, we can absolutely do that. But I need you guys to give me a different subject to talk about. I'd love to talk about music with you, cutest. But you need to talk about music at me. It's like chat's been dead all day. Wave depletion. So like this is what happens. You just get my stream of consciousness. This is what's on my mind. And if you just want me to talk about what's on my mind, I will talk about my concerns currently. Because this has been a crappy month. Like, very crappy. Yeah, well, as a channel that doesn't generally care about new releases, I don't think slow game month should normally affect me. And it generally doesn't. But it's been like... the only reason there's more than 40 people here right now is because Kiri raided me. And I like this job. And I want to keep doing it, damn it. I don't use Moobot. Trust me, nobody reads anything my bot says. Icomic. But I do appreciate the thought. I mean, listening to records on stream recently has gotten significantly worse viewership than it did 6 months ago. So even that has gotten worse. Like, admittedly, like, part of this is because, like, Twitch changed how auto hosts work, which I don't ever want to talk about or think about that subject again because they're never going to change them back, so it doesn't fucking matter. But, like, a year ago, I'd turn on the stream and we'd have 60 people hanging out and chatting over records. Like, today I stopped doing records early because chat was dead. Not much I can do there. I've tried to do a couple fundraisers recently during the record section where I was asking people to help fund more record purchases so that we'd have more variety, and no money came in. So I don't know. I really don't. We just kind of need to wait for things to pick up again. Man, I lost almost 100 elves in that riot. That's pretty bad. Also have like 15 people in prison now. I could just buy a bunch of slaves. I could. So I can't afford it, so I won't. Well, that's cool. You know, the podcast has existed for, what, 2 weeks now? I just got the first day's worth of stats from iTunes, like an hour ago. I just refreshed the iTunes podcast thing, podcast stats, and it only just gave me the first stats. Holy fuck, iTunes is slow. Also, I don't see any new reviews. Site. What about other social media? Social media's never worked for me. Yeah, I don't see any new reviews. I wouldn't be doing this full time if it wasn't for Halcyon Frequency at this point. Audio. I wouldn't be getting any traffic from anybody, period. And I would have, unless like my YouTube channel was doing a lot better, I don't think I'd be doing this full time if it wasn't for Halcyon Frequency. Just kind of flat. I'd probably have a job by this point. Why? It's like the only other promotion I get. Unfortunately, the types of games I play, iComic, do terribly poorly on social media. Twitch doesn't really have any promotion algorithms. It really doesn't, at least none that work at all for anybody. Like it has like maybe if you get a lot of hype trains, because that's one of the only things that really pushes you into the front. So if you're already making a lot of money, you get bumped onto the front page at Twitch briefly. You can, if you play similar games, you can get recommended, show up on the recommended panel, and I get quite a few recommendations from a couple pretty big streamers, but like it's very minimal compared to what you get with networking with other channels. But the problem is because of the games I play, vast majority of other channels have zero interest in helping me. So I get almost no organic growth through Twitch because I'm not gonna rate the Dwarf Fortress guy. Nobody understands that game anyway. Which is my own fault. It's literally my own doing that I have done this to myself, but maybe it takes longer elsewhere. Ooh, how many reviews are we up to? If I can ask you. But I don't know, give it an hour. UC4? Ooh, okay, then that's one more. Because I'm aware of, I think, 3 more that are on their way. But like chat was saying, I think that they manually approve them, so that it's not exactly a quick process. Yeah, I mean, largely, like, the difficulty of promoting my stream on social media and whatnot is actually my own doing. The only person I have to blame for that is myself. The thing that I have trouble dealing with, though, isn't that. Like, that's not hugely a concern for me personally. The thing that's a concern is, like, just my normal numbers going down over time naturally and not recovering. That's what's concerning. Because I've never had that problem before where, like, people will cycle out of the stream and not get replaced, and right now people are cycling out and not getting replaced. Which means a net zero when it comes to, like, potential future profits. So that's scary as shit. And that's been happening a bit recently. And I've been through points like this before, and usually what it's kind of like ended up meaning is like I have to do a bunch of crazy marathons in a short period of time to make some money to pay bills for a bit, and then it eventually just kind of evens out, which it probably will. Like, all I need is Dwarf Fortress to be like, yo, we're releasing in 6 weeks, and I think everything would recover overnight. But that's still not a great position to be in regardless. Turns out people are happier than they were before the war. No, that's weird. I guess because they have nicer housing. Yeah, actually have a functioning metal industry too. We're making our own weapons now, which is good. Yeah, I know. Long Death is becoming less of a thing that I can depend on. Which is unfortunate. Because it's basically just like my solo shot talk show, which I really like doing. But I'm going to be not phasing out Long Death, but like doing less of it. I'm starting next week because I have to. Like literally I have to. So. But I was talking about that a bunch yesterday. TLDR starting a new fort next week. And the Long Death is going to stop being the priority because I can't keep it as a priority. Unless people ask for it back, or if people act like they miss it. But right now I don't believe people do. But I'll say this, audio. We normally have more active chat on Long Death than we do on this. Regardless of if you know what to talk about. Elves, giant blue people, orc stand-ins, dwarf-like things, lizard people, and humans. And they all hate each other. You have to kind of balance the numbers in a way. Humans are good at intellectual jobs and suck at farming and combat. These things are only good at combat and terrible at everything else. Dwarves like living underground, fuck everybody else. Orcs are kind of okay at everything, but not great at anything. These guys are incredible at everything, but hate everybody. And then the elves like eating meat and protecting the forests. Have you put up but muted? The problem is people aren't even doing that anymore, right? You know enough to run forts well enough to experiment. Things like Vampire Survivors just don't interest you at all. Don't worry, I won't ever play that game again. I literally just played it. The only reason I played it the last day was to 100% it so I can explain to people why I don't like it, and also because that game brings in a lot of views. So don't worry, I won't be playing that anymore. But like my big kind of quest for this year is to push the average concurrence up for the stream. You know, for a very long time, I've kind of been in the coasting mode, if that makes any sense. Social media really doesn't work for my content. I've tried a couple of times. A lot of the people on social media are younger or don't play the games. It will probably work when the premium versions for DF come out. But till then, and YouTube works. I can make YouTube work. Works better for some things than others. But I don't know. I once got insulted by a person that says, the reason you'll never see any success is because you only play boring as fuck games. Which I think is rude as hell, but also has some semblance of truth to it, I think. Because what like the masses consider to be exciting and interesting are not the kinds of games I play. That's my own fault, really. All right, well, we're recovering almost every aspect, which is... Oh, absolutely. It's a fuckload smaller than not boring games. Like, here's the thing, right? We are one of the biggest channels on the site. Like, I'm in the 0.1%. The problem is like, surviving at that percentage and not being bigger is hard. It really is. So, it's like, well, I completely agree with you. Wait, what? And I'm not saying that there isn't a market. And there certainly is, which is why I've survived this long. But it's a double-edged sword being in a market like that. I need the smart move. Which tends to be more boring games? Well, not necessarily the older gamer, but more just calmer games. But that's already my demographic already, right? Like, the average age of people who watch this stream is like 22 to 45 or something. Which also means that, and increasingly so as like opinions of social media sour, means social media is less and less viable, right? We're gonna make a big fishing industry up here, because these guys love fish. Trying to make them happy because I actually have some immigrating here. I hesitate to say the older gamer market because it's such a mean thing to say. Or I feel mean saying it. necessarily looking for advice, right? Like that's not really the goal of this conversation. The goal of this conversation is, what do you want? What gives you what provides value to you that you get out of this stream? Like that's what I'm trying to say, is like, what part of the stream do you show up for? Doesn't matter if you have advice. I don't need advice. Like, the sad part about a lot of this is, like, I've been here before. And frankly, like, in almost every aspect, the stream right now is, like, objectively, like, twice as successful as financially and numbers-wise than it was 4 years ago. So we're still doing just fine, but we're in a bit of a dip right now. And whenever I'm in a dip, the goal of being in a dip is trying to get out of that dip as quickly as possible. So what do you guys want? Like, that's kind of what I'm trying to communicate here, I guess. You hate Minecraft? You know what's funny? I one of my best friends dedicated, like, his entire streaming career to Minecraft for a couple of years, and I basically didn't talk to him for the entirety of that period of time. And I've kind of never gone back to talking to him. One of the few people I was really good friends with through Twitch, like, teams that I started. Last I checked in on him, he was mostly opening Pokemon cards, so it never really improved from the young audience. Building a fishing industry. Yeah, that's a game that I'm too burnt out on to play again. Wait, what? Glad that you stuck around, though. Interesting games that you're not familiar with? Well, generally, I have that in a plethora. My biggest issue, and I've had this issue since I started streaming, and anybody who's been around this channel will probably recognize this. I have a tendency of getting stuck in a rut where, like, I'll find something that works, and then I will be absolutely terrified of changing. And I do this a lot. Like, it's a thing that can, like, last for years at a time. And I also have, like, this aversion to just being variety, in air quotes. I kind of don't like that. The way I like to play games is I like to play a lot of a game. Because that's satisfying to me. Like, getting the most out of a game. Like, even Vampire Survivors, it's just like, I fucking 100%ed that game, even though I kind of hated it. Because I would be mad at myself if I didn't. But also, thanks for the follow, Nathan. But yeah, no, it's just also a weird thing to discuss because, kind of as was pointed out by chat earlier in this ramble, the people that I need to ask this question to aren't here right now. What is the? It's not fill. What's the command? Remove water. That's such a weird wording. Which is also, like, kind of why it's frustrating. It's the exact reason why, like, sending out surveys to your audience or polls are silly, because the people that are answering are almost never going to be the one that you want to answer. It's like, if you poll your audience, say, what game should we play next week? They will just pick whatever their favorite game is, and most likely won't tune in. Most of the people voting in the poll on what game you should play next week probably won't be there next week anyway. Which is why having polls is kind of silly. And every time I try doing them, I always kind of go back on it after a couple weeks, just going like, this doesn't work. All right, more fishing. Storage. Piece that's not connected. Ah. Do. All right, storage. Oop. Clearies. Doop. Doop. And doop. And doop. To 90. 93. 7. Good. Are you okay, Diamond? God fucked damned. I'm damn fort and can't find a way out. Oh, are you in a very large fortress in adventure mode? Yeah, good luck. Those things are absolute labyrinths. I mean, that's pretty much been like people's take on my content as long as I've been creating it. Wait, what? Which is like, blind is the best open up and lurk stream. Problem is that it makes my job very difficult. At least from your perspective when you had time to watch and not just come by and stay high. I've never played a variety of games. I've always had a rotation of games, which isn't the same as a variety of games. Variety is like what FG does, where like one day she plays Escape from Tarkov, 3 days later it's a point-and-click adventure, next week it's a third-person shooter, and 2 days later she's playing Final Fantasy. I don't think she streamed Final Fantasy. New World, there you go. That's variety. I don't like variety because it has no like organization. It's just like unorganized chaos of like whatever the fuck, and I like being an expert in the games I talk about. I like knowing what I'm talking about. So that kind of content just doesn't work in my brain. But I like having a rotation of games, and I have had a rotation of games. The recent rotation has been like this, Dwarf Fortress. We did a bunch of War Sim not too long ago. We stumbled into War Tales for a minute. Unfortunately, I forced myself to play Vampire Survivors. I'm just like looking at my YouTube channel now. What have I played recently? Should play more Paparazzi. We've been doing Project Zomboid. I did Soul Ash a couple weeks ago. Need to play more Dawn of Mexica. Or Mexica. Also need to play more Ultima Ratio Regum. Obviously, I do the Age of Empires stuff with Evil Trick. Every couple months, there's a big spat of Jupiter Hell. I did the Caves of Cud playthrough. It was fun. Which will happen again as soon as they... what's the word? Which will happen again as soon as that next patch hits the main branch. Conquest of Elysium is fun, but like it stopped getting... People stopped watching it towards the end, unfortunately. So... No, it's not no lurking, right? So think about it this way, wave depletion, right? If 1 in 25 people who tune in lurk, or talk, and everybody else lurks, which is not too inaccurate, actually, for this channel. It just means we need, like, 275 more people watching. That's the actual thing. It's not no lurking, Santa pointing laughing face at lurker. Not that. Because there's nothing wrong with people lurking. The issue is more people lurking. That's what we need. We need more people. More people. Exactly. We need, well, not more lurking, more lurker. We need people to multiply. We need more of you guys. I just need a couple videos to go viral on YouTube and we're good. Which ironically is like the sad part of how true that is. Like, I don't know, if this game blew up and my interview with the dev on this game got 1 million views, then we'd be okay for a while. Quite a while, actually. It's unfortunately not that easy. Because the more niche you are, the least marketable you are. Just like, can we speed up time a little bit? And then I'll have, because you'll absolutely, you know, of course, indoctrinate your children into being blind IRL subscribers from a very young age, right? So naturally, this is my retirement plan. I need all of you guys to have plenty of kids and then make sure all of them watch. And then in 30 years, we'll have twice the view count. It'll be great. Maybe we can manufacture some controversy. Ooh, that sounds juicy. Like, blind abuses rubber ducks on stream. He cut the holes in the bottom of them. He literally stabbed rubber ducks on stream, guys. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's like very controversial. More nice housing. This is going to be another entertainment district down here, I think. I'm starting a cult. I don't know what crimes you've accused me of that I haven't committed yet. Grow a big mustache. Worked for this one guy? You mean Sequisha? I'm trying to think. Who else has a big mustache? Sequisha's the only one that pops to mind. Well, Danotage also has a pretty spectacular mustache, and you rarely hear about him. Bognagus also has a brilliant mustache, and he just plays Star Citizen all day. Who else has good mustaches? I don't have, like, the facial hair capacity. I've tried. True story. I've tried to grow a mustache. And my mom looked like she was going to kill me every time she saw me. But I'm like my dad. My dad also can't grow facial hair. It's just, it just gets kind of fuzzy and, fuck, what's his name? Guy who wears very floral pattern shirts. Shit. Somebody here used to post his emotes all the time. Been on Twitch for 1 billion years. What's his name? God damn it. I'm a Platypus. Platypus has a pretty good mustache these days, doesn't he? Pretty sure Platypus has a mustache. Unless I'm, like, confusing him with somebody else. One issue with this city is I don't really have, like, a main street, and I really like having a big old main street in cities. Nope, that just kind of stops there. I guess, like, we could, like, turn Main Street, maybe. Yeah, let's do this. Make Main Street run this way. That is a lot of walking patterns. Oh, my God. And I'm going to move this janitor up here and get rid of that one. You were 40 plus before you could grow any sort of beard? Yeah, I think I'm kind of in that boat. Also, I'm not really, like, jonesing to try and grow a beard either. It's not a concern for me. This is keeping my population growth rather slow, but... I can make another elf squad, though. Damn, that grew quick. I, like, immediately got all of its recruits. 47 recruits instantly. That's pretty good. Also got plenty of orc recruits. Get some more of you guys. Got a lot of children starving. That's unfortunate. Used to watch some streams because they played good music, but those days are gone. Ironically, actually, there is a channel that I watch that still just plays the same fucking playlist he's been playing on stream since 2009. He's kind of my canary in the coal mine in a way, though. It's like I love watching his streams, and I've watched him for over a decade. But and I love his fucking playlist, and I love the fact that it hasn't changed since 2009. Like he's still listening to the same mid 2000s metalcore. But like, if he ever gets banned for DMCA's, that's when I know shit's serious. Because he's never even had a strike, and he just listens to shit off YouTube all day. He'll just like put on a recording of like Robin Williams or another comedian or somebody, and then just like stand up and walk away for 30 minutes while he cooks food, just with like the audio of the comedian playing in the background. Who? It's a League of Legends channel. Here, I'll post an email. Although he kind of has the... kind of has, like, the best four-party mode on Twitch, I think. But yeah, if he ever gets banned for music use, that's when I know shit's, like, actually dangerous. It kind of is, yeah, because bustin' makes me feel good. Because there was a time where he got up for, it was about an hour to make food, and he left the bustin' version of that song on for the entirety of that hour. And so chat was just copy-pasting that image on an Imager file every couple of minutes. So it became an emote. But yeah, no, V-Man's weird, and I wouldn't really recommend his stream to most people because it's like weirdly toxic in a way. But like, V-Man's stream is like going to small town America and just hanging out at a gas station. But the Twitch equivalent of that. Everybody in his chat knows each other. Half of them hang out in real life. Like, basically everybody in his chat is on a first name basis. So that it's kind of like the good and the bad of that. And so there's a speaker for propaganda. It's unfortunate you can't make speaker stands bigger. How's our digging going, actually? Probably dig out larger chunks. Diff? Dig. Dig. This might end up being my palace. Depends on where I want to receive taxes, though. But yeah, no, I used to watch a lot of channels just because they had good music. I used to be one of those channels, actually. Back when everybody used to just listen to whatever on stream, I was always one of those channels that, like, people would watch because his music is good. Especially back when I used to play a lot of very just AFK builder-y games. I used to do a lot of that stuff. City Skylines and Planet Coaster and that kind of stuff. In those days, like, I was very much one of those, like, yeah, Blind's got good music channels. But unfortunately, that's just... They just delete all their VODs? Not always. V-Man doesn't. I think a lot of channels that do that intelligently delete their VODs. Not all channels do that, though. Uh-oh. Rip the count. Yep, I don't know. I think that records might also be doing less. This is also like a reality that I've been like trying to figure out. I think part of the reason records might not do so well these days is because a lot of the people who used to watch records, like Pilot Guy, for example, is at work right now. Like, he goes to work about an hour into my stream. And I think that my stream maybe had like a artificial growth period at the beginning of the pandemic. Probably very much did, actually. Of people watching that wouldn't normally be able to watch. Good God, I'm getting a lot of ore. Like, this is ridiculous, the amount of ore that we're getting. All right. Turns out, taxing people with tributes of ore, very effective way of getting a lot of fucking ore. Let's build a bigger building. Let's just do it this way. How big is this? 10 by 20? Let's do 9 by 20. So I think that's got something to do with it too. Man, I wish I could make that one tile bigger. All right. Well, let's do it this way. Furnace. Let's do these here and here. And then auxiliary furnace. And storage at the bottom. That actually lowered the efficiency. And then let's build another one of those. Right next to it. You get to work home half days, Monday and Friday, and both days you don't stream. Yeah, that's also... I really like the Monday, Friday off structure. It really works for me. Although the Friday off part of it is actually kind of selfish because that's like the day that all the concerts happen on. And it's also like... Taking Fridays off is just me trying to get some semblance of a social life. So there is that. So that takes coal and steel and metal and metal bars and makes them into weapons. Are you making tools? No, you're both making. Okay, cool. What is a social life? Something humans need to survive. At least something this human needs to survive. I guess I can't speak to all humans. I'm pretty sure you're moving states to get a social life again, aren't you? Like, I'm pretty sure you're moving to California to get a social life. I think. At least that seems to be part of it. Yeah, trying to find that elusive aspect. Yeah, there you go. Like, I take Fridays off because tomorrow is the only day of the week that my friend can go snowshoeing with me, for example. I don't want to go fucking climb a mountain by myself. Type 1 diabetic climbing a mountain by himself? That seems dumb. Sounds like a good way to die. And sometimes that doesn't seem like a bad option, to be honest. But certainly suboptimal for long-term health. And if video games have taught me one thing, being suboptimal is a good way to get yelled at by Twitch chat. So, thus can't be suboptimal about life. Where was I building? Right here. As Chad says, helicopter landing pads. Kind of wish I could make bigger wells. Fully get that. The only thing that will suck for you are Saturdays when most of your Cali friends are free. We all know that's the best day for other things. What, like work fucking you? I don't know exactly what you do for work, so. I mean, I have an idea, but does work generally screw you over on weekends or something? Twitch things? Oh, like streaming? That's just work, though. That's another format of social life. It's social work. It's like being a bartender, but you don't get to see any of the people that you're taking care of. It got no way out. I mean, you want to know a pro tip for adventure mode? Don't spawn in a big dwarven fort. You'll never find the exit. Like, quite literally. You will never find the exit. And even if you do, it'll be an exit into the underground, and then you'll die to, like, Drothlas or something. Canaverse cave crawlers. Yep. I mean, exactly. Was the don't do adventure mode? I mean, there's nothing wrong with adventure mode. Just do not spawn in a big dwarven fort. Because you know that scene in Lord of the Rings where it takes them a while to figure out how to get into the Mines of Moria because the door is invisible. Dwarf fort takes that too seriously. Why, Tarn? Why are you hurting me? Now you understand the pain of anybody who plays adventure mode. A bunch of buildings that don't work. I like that they broke the scaffolds in the riot. That's fitting. How to riot? Break the prison! That's just kind of funny. There's more nice housing. Man, turns out just building some housing out of stone really makes the blue people happy. Noted. These are like the fancy-ass flat houses. Learning, yeah. Entertainment. Let's make fancy roads. Fancy tiling for this whole area. Because this is going to be the next entertainment district. Right next to the forges. So we're producing 12 suits of iron per day. That's 12 suits of armor per day. That's actually pretty good. All right, so... Oh, that's the thing that I'd forgotten. There it is. Ring production, metal production. Let's increase that. Let's go as far in as we possibly can. Let's see what that increase. Just the number of bars produced per day. Also good win, Bastet. And Icomic. So yeah, I don't know. I think, like, for me, the biggest things are just keeping up enough variety to keep the less enthusiastic people in the audience interested. And at the same time, keeping it similar enough that people who are here all the time don't feel alienated. And just keep at it. Because the channel will get a large influx sometime in the next 2 to 4 years. Or maybe in the next 6 months to 4 years when Dwarf Fortress Premium releases. Whenever that happens, the channel will get a very large boost out of nowhere. Like I've been saying for a while, we just need to coast until then. And last year was very, very, very good for the channel, and this year's set to be probably just fine. But you can't dawdle and you can't let things degrade, because if you do, that's bad. And right now things are degrading, so I need to play catch up a little bit. And just because of the lurky chats, that's just where my brain's at right now. So it's just the main thing to talk about. So apologies if it's not everybody's favorite subject for discussion, but that's what I got right now. So. We also have 1,000 elves in the city now, which is neat. Is there not like a tool distribution spot or something? Hey, Soaps. Thanks for the raid, man. Can I get a couple beers for Soaps and friends? Haven't had enough reason to post beers today anyway. Look at that, I'm at the main stair. Like I said, you gotta do that. Gotta do that in adventure mode. Hey, what's up, dude? What are we playing? Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh yeah, that came out recently, didn't it? Or left early access, I think? Something like that. It's YouTube's comeback, guys. YouTube, it's or not YouTube. Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna be the biggest game ever. They're gonna catch up to Magic this year. Just you wait. I love that card games just like have to go digital now to be considered relevant, because if they don't, then just nobody's gonna play them anymore, because, well, how are you gonna play them? It's just kind of funny. We're playing Songs of Six. Game about building really big cities. Just chilling. It's so BS sometimes. I mean, I could have told you that. I think we all knew that already, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! And well-designed video game, I don't think gets said in the same sentence very frequently. Check that out. Uh-oh. My elves are all pissed. There's just too many of them. Their loyalty's pretty nice, though. So if Yu-Gi-Oh's BS, why are you playing it then, Soaps? If that's like your first statement, is it just curiosity, or do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? This is gonna be my new throne room. It is going to be glorious! I'm gonna put a storage area right there. Oh, also, were you able to find the settings, Aqua, in the back end of Squarespace? Or do I need to give you more permissions? I think that you have everything that you should need. Hey, we actually have some fish for a very short period of time. And then they're gone. Fish, hot commodity in this city, apparently. More death. Oh no, not more murder. That's bad. It was a very, very, very well lit space. Then move throne. There we go. Boom. That's our new throne room. Playing a gremlin. And you're literally getting squished to the ground, walking around. Well, I mean, you're probably getting stepped on. It's like the time I played a hamsterman. As glorious as the hamster man was, carrying things was difficult. Her little arms! Not exactly very strong. Cannot add pages. You were going to add a page to use as a playground. You're not editing one of the live pages? Well, actually, here's a thing I could do. Test page, please ignore. Edit. Not enabled. All right, so there's now a disabled page called test page, please ignore. I don't know if I can make it possible for you to add pages. So I made one called test page, please ignore, which is disabled and not public. And has no way of being linked to. Try that. Yeah. I mean, admin permissions lets you change, like, billing and stuff. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just I'm a little bit kind of averse of giving somebody admin permissions that I've never spoken to personally. Especially for something that I am paying for. Just sunk 23 hours into Songs of Six in the last few days. Good for you. Hell yeah. The interview sold you on it? That's cool, dude. Glad you're enjoying it. It's definitely not like a game that you'll put infinite hours into like Dwarf Fortress, but it's still a fantastic little game in its own right. Road. A lot of road tiles getting built. Yeah, well, although he seems to be better at like managing feature creep than certain other developers we're very fond of here, you know. But at the end of the day, Aqua, if it is the only option, I'll give you admin rights. I don't actually care that much. I just need to tell everybody on my team first. Road. No, road. It's road. You just picked up Brigador? Like I said with this game, just play the demo. Demo's free and it's the whole game. Did you pick up Brigador on Good Old Games? Brigador is actually creeping up my priority list of trying to do an interview, actually. You haven't lived long enough to get fancy? You know, that's I think, like, you know, every now and again, like, I trick my brain into thinking that I'm really good at video games because people are like, you always live way longer than me. And then I'm like, I must be good at video games. And then I look at how other people who I consider to be good at video games play, and I'm like, I'm really bad at video games. Yeah, that's a good sale. It's no hat. He has glasses though. He's evolving into level 2 of hats. You just noticed the glasses? Yeah, there's glasses. Also, you have little glowy center eyes because your eyes change color if you're a higher tier. So if you're tier 2, you have little red eyes, and if you're tier 3, you have little yellow eyes. That's just a single pixel, so you have to squint very, very, very much to actually see it. But it is there. I can assure you that the higher tiers have little tiny 1 pixel eyes. It's a perk for ants, so I hope that you're an ant. You have a good lurk, bye. All right, that's our new throne room. Hell yeah.
Six!
Ah.
6, the number of the beast. Sacrifice is going on tonight.
That wasn't a joke. That actually startled me. Wow, that was way too loud. It's okay. It's fine. Thanks for $6.66. Congratulations. That's 100% increase in revenue on the day. Cheers, man.
This is madness.
Madness? Hobo, allegedly. Yeet. Oh, also, Aqua, I can't actually pay you to do things, really, on website, and I know that you say that you want to volunteer anyway, so I wouldn't really go demanding to pay you, but I can offer you, like, the generic sound commands for free if you actually do implement stuff on the website. I don't know if that's much of an incentive, but I'll give you, like, a custom sound command. Because, like, Cooler has a custom sound command, even though he don't pay me for it, because he makes art. Example. There's a bit of an incentive, I think. What did I just do? I'm gonna delete that. Building Underground has some, like, weird quirks with it, with this game. Cancel jobs! That's what I want. Delete jobs. Thank you. Yeah, literally, I pay Cooler with for art and give him a command. But hey, Cooler deserves it. Art's good. And the command could just be like you saying, I made a website for this idiot and all I got was this stupid audio clip. I'm not saying you should do that, but I wouldn't stop you. Are you able to alt-tab out of this game, or is it just you that doesn't work? I can alt-tab just fine, yeah. I've never even, like, had an issue with that. Are you, like, stuck in some weird, like, exclusive full-screen mode that I'm unfamiliar with? Does this game even have exclusive full-screen mode? Blink, blink, blink. Not that I've seen. Yeah, no, it's, like, it blinks a little bit when I tab out, but yeah, I'm constantly tabbing out in this game. Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of typos in this game. One that I found the other day, which I think is real funny. Under here, how well this temple is sacrificing. In order to sacrifice well, the priests must have access to what has being sacrificed. The temple requires 0 large number sacrifices per day. Can you decipher what that means? Because, like, I can mostly decipher what that means. I think I know what that means. But, yeah, that's maybe my favorite one. Good question. Chop off, like, you know, like, nipple down? Stab that and give that to gods? Also, this isn't person. This is, just animals. This temple of Krator is animals. This one is people. That's such a good, just statement. It's just funny. I mean, how many people do I need to sacrifice per day? 0.304 sacrifices per day for prisoners. And we've sacrificed 3 this year. But yeah, that is my favorite, like, questionable typos. Yeah, a third would be a lot less painful. It's okay. Just like fatten them up in the tavern and then like, you know, just cut the beer gut off. Done. I'll be fine. How's soldiers doing? Bum, 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 bum. It might be time for me to make another garrison. Okay, so I just noticed I think they just sacrificed somebody in here, right? When you're in this screen, if there are hostiles on the map, aka if there's a riot or if you're being invaded, these dots are red. They just sacrificed a person in here. They all went red for a second. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was only for like a couple of frames. Like it was there because I was on pretty high speed. It was only like a few seconds, but they all went red right as they sacrificed somebody, which is kind of fucky and kind of scary. But I kind of like it. All right, I need to go a little bigger. It went red again, did it? Just speed this up here. Keep an eye. I think it's funny. I mean, like, it must mean that they have to, like, set to hostile to sacrifice in the temple. I don't know. It's a fun little detail, I think. A third. Just that sentence. Only sacrificing a third of a person is much less painful. Very much a my chat thing to say. We need somebody to do upkeep in here, so that's what this building's going to be for. This is going to be for storage, for storing the tributes that we get. High King is 6,000 people. So, we're back up to where we were before that fight happened, so that's good. Military is a lot smaller, though. Trying to get some recruits. This is going to be a big training ground. But yeah, you have a good night, Diamond. Thanks for hanging out, man. As always. We'll see you Saturday. But yeah, I guess kind of just like closing out that topic that I talked about way too much today in regards to just like general concerns. A lot of those concerns are very much like it's kind of part of the job to a degree. They suck, but it's part of the job. So I'm not super worried or anything. Like, we'll be okay. Time goes on, people come and go. We'll get back to optimal grandeur of stream size in time. We'll get there. It's just a matter of like twiddling thumbs and doing everything in your power to keep that from lasting too long. area is not claimed or is cutting off part of a room? What part of a... Oh, I know what part of a room I'm cutting off. Can't cut off that corner there. Let's see if I can do more with back here. There we go. That's plenty of training. Everybody say goodnight to Diamond. You're feeling kind. Also, we need to make a jeweler. Make it a grand building, a fancy stone building. You're heading to bed too? You also have a good night, Cutest. Thanks for hanging out as well. And, don't worry. Records stuff's not going away. I don't really care if it gets less views. It's the best way to start your day. Like, I almost consider the records portion of the stream like a different show from the rest of the stream. It's always going to kind of have its own weird audience. It's just right now that audience is small, meaning I can't really do as much of it as I used to currently. But I'm sure that will adjust accordingly. It'll always be smaller than the normal stream, and that's fine. Comes shipments of things. I'm not sure what that is even. Alcohol! Excellent. I actually have enough stuff to just build this too. Look at this lovely plaza. It's supposed to be like the biggest hangout area, but there's not that many people here currently. Because I also need like a tavern and stuff here. I'm gonna put all that stuff up here. Because I am accepting gems as part of tribute. I'm not actually mining kind of any gems. All of the gems I'm getting are purely from tributes through taxes. Actually, I may be able to expand. Yep, I can demand more tribute. Issue is... don't have enough stability structure currently, so... now I can crank it up. Okay, so by dropping down the amount of funding we're putting into that, we're now getting a shipment of 32 gems and a little bit of ore per world tick. I don't know actually how frequent that is, but once you like start falling into how taxes works in this game and the fact that you can tax the other cities in your region, the second I figured that out, it's like, oh my god, this game's actually really big. In a good way. Also removes a lot of your issues of like, you know, getting certain materials. We're also going to need to increase our food output. The amount of food that we have is actually dropping a little bit. People have asked me this a couple times today, but chat, what games are you looking forward to this year? Is this full? This one. Kinda is. So I think I'm gonna drop down the amount of coal and put gems in here. Drop down gems ever so slightly and sell the rest. Export depot. And this right here is going to be export for jewelry, I think. I don't actually think I need the full size one. I think I'm just gonna put it right here. Like literally right on top of it. The tech tree. It took me 6 hours to find the tech tree. And then another 30 to realize it scrolled. That would probably be the mechanic. I don't know. It's hard to remember now. Starfield? That's out though, Spooky. Does that count? I still maintain that Starfield is probably my like the best rendering of a sandwich I've ever seen. I think for me, I'm not gonna get excited about Starfield until I know what that game actually is. And at this point, I have abso-fucking-lutely zero clue what the hell that game is. Like, as interesting as it could potentially maybe be in the future, I do not know what that game is. Oh, man. I've actually managed to run out of coal. Womp. There we go. I have no coal because I have nobody working the mine because, well, now we have people working the mine, so hopefully my coal amount go up. There we go, now we have coal. Because I'm also selling coal, which makes that harder. There we go. We're getting jewelry now. All right, so this right here is going to export jewelry. I'm going to export the majority of it. Question is, do they have buyers? It's going to be the problem. You have too many unplayed games right now to look forward to anything. They said on the same day that they just picked up Brigador. Brigador's... I'm like, I don't know, 12 missions away from 100%ing Brigador, and I kind of don't want to. I want to play more of that game. Because you just bought it? Did you now? Not saying I'm going to get back into Truck Sim, Hobo, but like, what if I got back into Truck Sim a little bit, just as like an evening game for funsies, you know? What if I got back into Truck Sim? Shit. $4.99 for base game. It's the DLCs that I need, though. I have the base game from America Truck Sim. And I'm very far behind. Hold on, how much is it to like get caught up on DLCs for Sim? Let's find out. Because like they've never sent me keys for any of that shit. I've always bought all of it. Let's see, what am I missing? A lot of DLC. All right, well, don't need any of the fucking jobs packs. Don't need any of the design packs. Probably okay, so what? One. So I'm missing Washington, or sorry, I have New Mexico, Oregon, and Washington. So I need Utah, Idaho, Colorado, Wyoming, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what, 6, 20, 30, base $40 to get caught up on DLC. That's not too bad. Idaho seems expensive for a whole lot of nothing. That's what I'll say about Idaho. I don't know about Idaho. You started playing in VR over the holidays? I've seen people talk about that. You need what? Oh, interesting. Plenty of wood, though. All right, let's just do that. Yeah, I don't care about the extra shit. I just want the states. In America Truck Sim. I don't know, I'll look into it. It's not a bad deal. Definitely something I'll look into. What, Truck Sim in VR? Yeah, because it doesn't run natively, does it? Why do I keep intentionally making my life so much harder by making grand buildings? Get out of wood. The game defaults to the last material that you used. Makes that quick. There we go. Coal's gone up. And our amount of jewelry's going up. How much can I sell jewelry for? Let's just sell all of it. Just curious to see if anybody buys jewelry. Because if people start buying jewelry, our wealth is going to spike again. But the problem is if we make too much of an impact on the world map, they're going to go after us. Also, change you to tools. Because tools are important. Their animation changes when you tell them to make tools instead of weapons. Tell them to make weapons, they have little swords. If you tell them to make tools, they have little hammers, which is real neat. Love the little details in this game. I think that the person who described this game earlier today as like, this game seems like a solo hero developer. And it's very much that. All right, let's throw some of these in. I do have to record a podcast soonish, so we're winding down here. Was a weekend project of one of the devs that does not have official support, but to enable it is just a command line prompt. Oh, really? The optimization was a nightmare, though. You have to end up spending a lot of time tweaking settings. That's just Truck Simulator, though. Like, every time I've gotten into Truck Simulator, the first time I played, I spent an hour and a half to 2 hours just, like, getting all my keybinds right. Not saying that that's a good thing, but... You didn't realize there was a race war brewing? And then it happened and it was so funny watching everything falling apart. See, here's the thing, right? Keep playing after those happen in this game, Pablo, because you'll probably get more migrants almost immediately. We had a mini race war happen in this settlement after we got invaded and lost my entire military. These guys rioted and got into a huge fight, and so I went from having 500 of these guys down to having 100, like, or less than 50, because they just fucking killed all of them. So, like, but I kind of want them because they're good for military. Like, they're pretty strong. Everyone was lying around not building anymore. Epic game. Yeah, and then, like, you just shut down a bunch of your farm production in your heaviest job, or your most, like, job usage jobs. Like, the things that use the most people. Like, go into click this menu and then just, like, select this and turn off all your grain farms, or turn off all your vegetable farms, or turn off all your hunters, or turn off something that you don't need. Find something that has, like, a lot of workers, and then just kill them all, and then wait until people come back. Very curious to see if anything actually goes up. I could buy so many fucking slaves. Don't tempt me, game. These are all menus. All of these numbers up in the top left, these are all menus. That aren't super important, but they're very helpful once you find them. That actually, I think, would be the feature that I wish that I found earlier in this game, was this. Also realizing that you can right-click these and get specifications to automate immigration. Room copier. You should copy the room. I'm sorry, did I lose the research for toilets? Excuse me? I realize I lost some basic text, but you telling me we forgot how to make fucking toilets? Guys, my people forgot how to make toilets. This is the shit that I have to put up with. It's literally the first thing under services. Like, why can't I copy this toilet? Because we forgot. Guys, I forgot. It was probably during one of the mass riots and book burnings that we've had. Like, you know, it's a normal affair. But seriously, come on. How do you forget how to make a fucking toilet? Like, you have one job, build toilet. What a shit situation. Exactly! Shitty fucking game. That's way too funny. I can't even. It's like we had riots and somebody burnt all of the plans on how to make toilets. Like, this should make a lot of sense, but it's still done somehow. God, that's too fun. Also gonna jump up to the scene and say, hey guys, never mind, don't do that. I'm gonna say bring us wood as tribute, but then I don't get any gems. Not the gems. Are they shiny medieval toilets? Huh? What makes you think that they'd be shiny? Nah, it's wooden clench and poop with your friends toilets. Hold hands even. No privacy. You can have privacy when you're dead. All right, well, we must have sold some. Because I have a stupid amount of money now. Oh, speaking of games, Odd Realm is currently 25% off right now. Lost research, thanks, man. I can't fucking believe that they forgot how to make goddamn toilets, though. Like, it's literally the first technology. Like, although, to be fair, that's like us forgetting how to do basic carpentry because we're too busy using computers, so... Kind of incredible. But chat, we've made some pretty good progress. We finished the big arena. I blew up a church. Our castle is now successfully underground, which is good, naturally. The Dwarven King of the Elves shall rise. We're working on a new entertainment district. We got our metal industry up and running. I murdered all of the trees again, which you should be proud of me for. We forgot and then learned how to build toilets in that order. Today was productive. There will be a time where people don't know how to read as all data will be streamed directly into Brain. I mean, you could learn how to read real fucking fast if you wanted to. You could also like blink twice and be like, I know Kung Fu. You embedded my stream successfully. Oh god. Hopefully not in anybody important. Yeah, I know. Silly. I literally set the schedule with you. I know. Testing embeds? Fuck. Hey, Sui, you want to see something cool? This is the secret back end of the website that people don't see. Oh, God. Anyway, that's a problem. But, it's a thing. It is very much a test page, please ignore. But anyway, that's me, as Sui just said in chat. I gotta go record a podcast episode for this thing here. #1 podcast in what was that? Yeah, #1 podcast in the Honduras. So shout out. #1 video game podcast in Honduras. I just want to know which one of you hooligans has their like VPN set to Honduras. Anyway, it's time for me to save. All right. Confirm. That's me for the day, lads. Like I said, today is going to be a short day because gotta record a podcast. But thanks for having all the real talk. Thanks everybody who hung around all day. Cheers for doing what you do, Aqua. And yeah, it's kind of me for the day. So I'll be back Saturday. I'm going snowshoeing tomorrow. I won't. There, Halcyon After Hours is happening, but I won't be there because I will be up a mountain at that time. I might be able to be there for the beginning of it, depending on what time they're starting. We'll see. I have to meet my friend an hour away from here at noon, which means I probably need to leave here at like 11. Well, actually, no, about 30 minutes. So I need to leave here about noon, actually, to meet him at 12:30, to go somewhere else for 1:30. So I need to leave here at about noon tomorrow. So I might be able to make it for a bit, maybe for a game. But all that being said,